Alright, hello there. It's quite a late one for me. I finished working at like 20 past 10, working at home on my computer, and I was just going to shut down verbally, and I looked in the tournament lobby and I saw this game forming, and I thought, what the hell. I did a long stream earlier today and I've been working as well, so I'm pretty tired, and this is going to be a nice chilled stream, I think. I might actually do what Jeanette does and switch the music on to fill in those gaps. Let's see if it's going to work. Do it. I don't think it actually is going to work. I don't think I've even got it on my computer. It never seems to work when I try and turn that on. So maybe I'll have to just fill in the awkward silences. Yeah, but anyway, a little bit of explanation of how the scheduling and everything went between these two teams, because they were struggling to find times. The team 1v1, the non-TyRanT team, a little bit all over the place. And they suggested a time this weekend, which TyRanT were like, okay then, we can play that time, but we're only going to have 3 players. And they also said the slam will have to go after about an hour and a half. So the likelihood is that we won't see the conclusion of all of these games tonight. And that was part of the reason why I decided to fire up the stream and do at least a couple of games, because last week I did TyRanT playing pretty late on, and there was some connectivity problems and blah blah, and it ended up going on until really late for me, like 1 in the morning or something, and I'm not keen to repeat that. So the fact that there is kind of a time limit on this, which works out at midnight for me, is pretty good. But if they do continue on for much after that, I am sorry, but I probably will bail out at some point. This wasn't a planned stream for me. Just an impromptu decision when I saw the games forming. So we'll see as much as we can here. TyRanT lineup is Riot, Slam and Fire, so kind of the same team as we saw from them last week. Last time out we had Doubt instead of Riot, so with all respect to Doubt, that is a little bit of an upgrade, a little bit closer to the TyRanT A team. People last week were missing Riot and Viper, but Riot is here. I'm sure we'll see them bringing out the kind of Riot, Viper, Slam trio that is the kind of the strongest 3 out of their team as we progress into the later stages of this tournament. But with it being the qualification stage, it's not really necessary for them to have all their best players available for all the matches. They are facing the kind of second seed in their groups here. Which is Team 1v1. There are a couple of other players in this, Argentina players, I think, like Twig. They're all around 1900 to 2000 1v1 rated, and as you can tell by the name, they all specialise in playing 1v1s and not really team games. And in particular, the 3 players that are playing tonight are Sebdos, Kongensgade and Spring, who all specialise in 1v1 Huns. And I think any of them could take a game off any of the TyRanT players in a 1v1 Hun war. They wouldn't be favourites to win the game, you know. TyRanT players would probably win 3 out of 4. Most of them. Certainly probably Slam and Riot. I haven't seen a lot of our Huns from Fire. But certainly very, very capable. But in team game settings and with very little experience playing together, compared to the TyRanT team, which is long-standing and very cohesive, they'll have trouble, I think. But nonetheless, they are infinitely stronger than the Crow team that we saw playing against TyRanT more or less exactly a week ago to the hour. Even though Crow did very well there, I think they acquitted themselves very well for their rankings. It was obviously a very, very significant mismatch. We'll see some closer games today, although ultimately I don't think TyRanT will have much trouble in winning this 3-1. Sorry, 4-0, not 3-1. What am I talking about? But like I said, whether we see all 4 of those games tonight is another thing. I think they have a plan to play some more tomorrow, possibly, if they don't finish. But anyway, enough waffle, because we're already at almost minute 8. We've got Saracens, Turks and Persians for the 3v3 Arabia Team Random Mirasiv, which is pretty unfavourable in terms of not being the the most common Arabia Sibs or the ones that you would pick, etc. Persians are in a team game, kind of like 6th or 7th choice that you might see after obvious ones like Huns, Mayans, Mongols, Chinese, Spanish. But Saracens and Turks, you wouldn't pretty much ever see them picked. Obviously, extraordinarily powerful late game civs though here. Just have a little look at what each player is doing. Spring is bringing this second boar in incredibly late. He's lucky not to get that stolen, but he did push in Dira as we saw, and that was actually Sebdos's scout lurking in this area. So Spring's on his way to the feudal age. Don't know what he's doing just yet. Turks flank, I guess it's going to be scouts. But we see a Drush coming out for Riot. Riot in the teal playing Saracens. So Saracens versus Turks down here. That Drush is going to hit the wood line for Spring. We'll see whether it picks up a villager or not. And it does indeed. Tell me you've got Loom Spring. Yes, you have, but that villager going down in very, very quick time. I have a feeling there's going to be another one. Yeah, Spring down 2 vills already to a Drush. You know, there was no intention of running that, it was just YOLO. Gonna fight it man to man. Or woman to man even, as we've now got 3 militia ganging up on 4 women at the woodline. Scout goes down, but with that feudal scout in there and the number of militia reduced to 2, some villages nearby, Spring should be able to fight that off, but he won't want to take too much damage on the scout if he's planning to do a scout rush. Losing scout HP, even your starting scout altogether, is obviously unfavourable. Let's look at the right hand side. Conquerors, who I'll probably call Kong for short, playing as Saracens flanking the red. Gonna go Archer Rush. This is a really nice hill actually on the front of his map to protect his main gold with. He's up against Fire, who's gone Scouts as Persian flank. And then in the pockets we've got Sebdos, Persian pocket, nice indeed. Playing against Turk's pocket for Slam, who will FC with a stable and blacksmith. We'll have to see whether he adds a second one, although I think Turks may be more inclined to just do one stable. See how Spring is progressing. No, this isn't the HD version. It's the standard AOC. You can patch your game to run on widescreen resolution and stuff like that on with Voobly. Automatically installs user patch 1.4 for you. So Spring doing scouts, but this is messy. I mean, 2 vills down, 1 lumber camp. I want to switch to his point of view, see how the resources are looking. You know, Spring has done 10,000 scout rushes in his life probably. This guy's been around AOC for a long time and plays Huns for breakfast every day. So, you know, I should have. I'd expected this to be going a little bit smoother for him. I mean, it's 14 minutes 15, and he's got 2 scouts. Kind of says it all. But how much that Drush disrupted his start. Rhea is setting up with a Drush fast castle crossbow approach here, team warning all the way around, blacksmith in the back. I like the decision to take that gold in the back, because with the way he was planning to ward it, takes it within his walls. He's not risking anything by mining way out on the front, and with the fast castle approach he'll then be able to put crossbows on the hill and lock down this area and then move out and probably TC his main gold afterwards. Scouts from Fire inside Sebdos's base. This hasn't gone so well for him. I don't know where the hole was. Maybe there. We can see. Is that a palisade flag behind? Yep, look, there's a palisade wall there. Maybe there was a hole between the stable and the barracks. But anyway, Sebdos is down. 1 spearman and 1 villager. I think, was that 2 spears actually? Maybe he hasn't lost a villager. Okay, let's be fair to him. Maybe those scouts just ran straight through here. I don't know. But there's a chance they could pick a vill, or even 2 maybe, as 1 spearman gives that scout a good poke and takes it down. Kong seems to be pushing a little bit against Fire on the right hand side. A couple of archers. Well, sorry, 5 archers and a couple of spearmen, but Skirm approach for Fire as his scouts raid the pocket. So Fire's doing a good job of engaging 2 players at the moment, and that basically leaves Slam free. I was going to say to boom, but he does have 2 stables. I'm going for the neighbouring town centre approach, but that's just fine. Sometimes you don't see a great spot for a TC, just place it wherever the hell you like. It's better to actually have the TC than to spend 2 minutes wondering where to put it. Spring up to 5 scouts now, going bloodlines. Guessing the Castle Age, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go knights, so that's an okay investment, but it is going to slow his Castle Age time down a lot, probably. I mean, looking at his resources, 400 food. Gold is getting there, but it'll be probably at least 4 minutes until he hits the Castle Age, and Rhea is going to be getting crossbow and bodkin and putting pressure on him during that time. But he can take this fight Spring, and he'd been wise to go in a little bit earlier now, because with the crossbow upgrade coming in, kind of GG for those scouts. But whatever, we're just going to run past the TC and try and find the gold, which is nicely protected up towards the back. Rhea, oh, actually no, we're going to the wood line, and Spring can get some Rhea vills here, definitely. 5 scouts hitting the wood line. Could be 2 vills going down, but the scouts won't escape. Or will they? I don't know. Maybe Spring should have just gone for the vill kills there. But at least he's keeping Rhea in his base. It gives him time to get to the Castle Age. Look, he's on 700 food now. He's buying the time he needs at least. And wow, look at this map. 3 golds all in the same place, at least protected by a tower. Wanted to go back and check if it could actually be town centred on that spot. Conquerors Gate, I think, was saying no. I don't think he was happy with the way this was panning out, but now we've got 3 knights killing off all of his archers, so that's Conquerors Gate's military. I was going to say diminished dramatically, but he still does have double figures military at home somewhere. Here we go, some archers. Quite a lot of farms going down, but feudal age player. I mean, he didn't do scouts initially, did he? He did rangers. Oh, there's a hole. There's always a hole. You didn't think that deer was going to block the hole up, did you? It would be fine if that was Balrog deer. You shall not pass. But I know it's Gandalf that says that, isn't it? But deer are skittish. They will not block holes for you. Pro tip number 1 of the evening. You learned it here first. Yeah, you can't TC this. That looks like 3 tiles, I think. 1, 2, 3. You need 4 to put TC on that hill. It'd be amazing if that bit of the hill was actually raised up and you could TC all 3 of your golds at once, though, wouldn't it? Spring needs to react quickly here. He could lose 10 vills in the blink of an eye. Castle Age time is really hurting him now. We can see he wants to go double stable knights, but he's literally just lost all access to gold. Those crossbows can stand underneath there forever and deny all 3 gold mines for Rhea. Spring's in a lot of trouble here. A lot of trouble indeed. Kong's maintaining a good amount of army, but it's kind of away from his base, and I was going to say I just saw some other green dots from Fire circling around the north, but it's literally one knight hammering on the barracks. That's no big deal. But we can see the kind of 1v1 approaches by these players. I think it is kind of showing. Like Kong has it's been in the feudal age forever, has tons of spearmen, and he's still making more. Look, we saw his barracks just was full of spearmen, but he's actually cancelled it to get pikemen now. Yeah, the team 1v1 moniker it's not a misnomer by any means, is it? And Spring hanging around the feudal age for such a long time as well. getting really caught out by Riot's crossbows. At least he's back on his gold though, and he produces maybe 2 more knights. He can take that on. +2 and Bloodline's done already though. Holy crap, that's a kind of ramp up in power from where I thought he was. He was looking like he was going to be down and out a little bit, but yeah, he hasn't held back on getting those upgrades quickly, even though he has no eco. But that's all in play. He's got 31 villagers at minute 25, and he's +2 in Bloodlines. Oof. And even so, a dozen more crossbows from Riot arrive on the front, and I said Spring had 31 villagers. I don't think he's going to have even as many as that for much longer. I'm going to slow it down a little bit just for a little while. Seems to want to run faster than the actual game, and so we're bumping against the host time. Kong's getting really caught out here. There might be 5 pikemen in there, but this is a dozen knights. +1 for both players. Bloodlines for fire. They're not going to take much damage in cleaning all of this up, and Kong is about to have everything wiped out. How's Spring doing? He's got TC up on this gold at least, so it gives him a little bit more protection and safety with which to mine. But he needs to really put the pedal to the metal here, because Riot is already 20 villages ahead of him, and that's not enough knights to take this many crossbows, surely. Riot will just micro backwards, cut them down. Oh, it's really not running very well, is it? We are... yeah, it's 3 minutes, isn't it, the delay. So I'm just going to let it run half speed for a little while longer. Riot on 3 TCs. TC'd the main gold as well. I'd love to see a mining camp there. That would just be so satisfying. Just 1 tile away from every gold pile. That kind of gold pile is the dream. If that gold pile was here, and you just mining camp that at the start, that's the dream. Spring is just donating knights constantly. How's it going over here? Slam and fire both really massing up. Lots and lots of knights. And what do you have, Kong? You have 21 military? But where is it? All at home, waiting for players to pause. I wonder if there's some lag going on here. To be honest, the game's stopped running well. Yeah, Kong with a few pikemen, 4, about 17 crossbows. That is just not going to stand up against 20 knights, is it? Especially if the upgrades are looking decent. +2 on bloodlines for slam in the pocket, +1 on bloodlines for fire on the flank. Sebdos though, 20 knights of his own. That's really good, but they're all at home not doing anything. He's going to need to help out his ally Kongens Gade on the right in the red. Otherwise, you know, what's coming to his base and what could come to his base with the reinforcements that are streaming across the map. And here, if all of those that we see just went to Kong's base in conjunction with these ones, they could just run in and start taking down TCs. Absolutely no problem. And Kong is not going to get the quick wall that he wanted. I know it seems like the game's running in super slow motion, but if we look here, we're still only like 3 minutes behind the host time and almost catching up. And now I've caught up to it again and it's bumping about. Seems there's another pause, the host time's not moving. Game really isn't running well. Yeah, Rita is just firmly it's ensconced in Spring's base now. Oh, mangonel shot, can it be a good one? No, there's not really any attack ground there from Spring. That one is hitting his own knights. He needs to try and back those crossbows into the forest. I mean, if he had like 3 more knights here and Riet didn't know about the mangonel, then Riet would like take the fight going into the forest, and then he could bring the mangonel up out of the shadows, but surprise him. But he may get a nice shot here. You need to attack around there. Go, go, go. No, not there. Come on, Spring, I'm rooting for you, buddy. But you're not getting the big shot we want to see. It's so painful watching this in such slow motion, but even so, I can't speed it up because we'll have the host time. Other side, if we just look at the colours, it seems that Kong is really suffering. All those knights in his base. Actually, no, those are Sebdus's, aren't they? Fire and Slammer are the other 2 colours around the front. It seems if we look at the map, they've kind of retreated, they haven't gone in. Sebdus must have showed up just in time. But Slam's on his way to Imp, 50% there, getting cartography, husbandry, forging, really upgrading his knights and getting the vision to his allies on the way. Slam with 110 villagers, and he's actually only 10 ahead of Sebdus, but I think Sebdus, having made 34 knights in the Castle Age, with 10 less villagers, is really going to struggle to match him. Let's just go on Sebdus's point of view. Damn, my throat is really suffering from streaming for like 3 hours earlier. Yeah, Sebdus's point of view, he's actually got 1200 gold, but only 400 food. Finally this mangonel will be destroyed, and Riet can stop running away from it. And on the way to Imperial Age, Slam's ramping up the night production now. Sebdus is up to 41, but they're still not killing anything really, are they? Seems to have taken a small victory here. Few at home, few in the middle of the map. But if you make 41 knights in the Castle Age, was it 4? Did I actually see 41? Maybe I was looking at Kong, but even so, you make 31 knights in the Castle Age and you got that many, you need to hit somebody, unless you are like somehow still up to Imp at a good time and waiting for Cavalier because you think you're ahead of your enemy. Yeah, they seem to be suffering a lot of lag. Spring is saying prefer save and new, so I think they are conceding that. Possibly. I'm gonna quit the game because stream has ended. Yeah, Spring's saying the ping is still really big. That just felt like such a horrendously laggy game. Not the first time I've said that today either. So, judging by what Spring said, prefer save and new, maybe they were going to concede the game, but for now they do have the restore switched on, and they're going in with that, so it seems we will proceed with that game. They're going to play it out just a little bit longer. We did have the 3-minute spectator delay as well, so I'm going to just put the music on until we're close to getting into the game and resuming it. See you in a moment. Sorry for how loud that was, relative to me. Okay, the spectator delay has almost finished counting down now. I do acknowledge what Holop HT8 is saying in the chat. Team 1v1 better not pick Arabia for their home map. Well, yes, indeed, but the thing is, it'd almost work out worse for them if they picked something else, I think, because that's what they're most familiar with. They are all 1v1 Huns Arabia players, and to go with something else, I don't know if it will actually benefit TyRanT more than it will benefit them. Okay, everything seems to be looking a lot better now, in terms of how well it's running. Kongens Gate trying to apply some pressure to fire, but there's so many knights here. Kong's found a nice spot, but even so, he's going to get cleaned up there. Although Fire may not choose to engage that, because he might take a few more losses than he necessarily has to. He could just GB and wait for Kongens Gate to get out of there. Slam is in Imperial Age, getting heavy camel, Cavalier, inscription and such like. Looks like Sebdos went for a massive attack on Slam's base, or not massive, but decent sized attack on Slam's base. But Slam's on the spot with his army to clean it up. Not benefited from any Imperial Age upgrades in that fight just yet, but nonetheless, he's easily repelled that attack from Sebdos. And it seems that with his early Imperial Age, his plan is also to add hand cannoneers on the right hand flank and assist fire with those in attacking Kongens Gate, who is now throwing up a castle on the front. More archery ranges, TC there on the stone. As a Saracen player, he will want to transition towards Mamelukes and such like in the Imperial Age. Ideally, but that does require a big economy, and Kongens Gate is on the precipice of being pummeled by Islam, I think, at this point. So we'll see if he actually manages to get to that stage of the game. Sebdos is now doing a good job of raiding fire, picking up lots of villager kills. But with Slam's Cavalier kicking in and those Cavaliers streaming across to help fire out, I don't think it'll be too long before Sebdos is cleaned up here as well. Left hand side, quite a big fight here as well. We see Sebdos has actually been splitting himself quite a lot. Yellow Knights down, Sebdos came over, Slam came over purple Knights and been killed as well, but they're GGing out of this. They were just trying to use their military, and now they're seeing that they're dead. Slam is everywhere, killing everything, and they're calling it a day. I love this. The cavalry archer by accident when you make hand cannoneers. It's nice to know I share that with Slam, because I do that all the time. Sometimes I make a lot more than one by accident though. Yeah, people are saying, why did they continue? Well, I guess like they had to go back into the game and call GG, potentially anyway. It's a bit neater if they do. But they probably just wanted to use Sebdos' army, see if it did anything, and with the expectation that it probably wouldn't. And then they'll tap out and go to game 2. So let's see what they do. Like we were discussing a few minutes ago, if they do Arabia, then it's clearly not going to play into their hands. It's barely a home map. It's basically a TyRanT home map as well. But do they have anything else prepared or that is suitable for them that they feel at home on? I don't know. We'll have to see. But once again, be a couple of minutes until that game restarts. Sorry, until the new game starts.